what I want to talk about today is a controversy related to pinball. You're right. That's right. Pinball. Controversy and pinball. Not things that you would necessarily expect to go together, right? Well, in the early 1940s, pinball machines were banned in many cities across the United States, including New York City. And this was due to concerns about gambling and organized crime. Now, the ban on pinball machines started in New York City in 1942. The city's gambling commission argued that pinball machines were a form of gambling because players could bet on the outcome of games. This was a violation of the city's gambling laws. The ban was quickly challenged in court, but the courts upheld it. This led to a domino effect, and other cities across the country began to ban pinball machines as well. Yeah, pinball. So there's also a connection with gambling and organized crime and pinball. So one of the main reasons why pinball machines were banned was because of concerns about gambling and organized crime. There were reports that pinball machines were being used by organized crime rings to launder money, which I guess makes sense. In addition, some people believed that pinball machines were addictive and that they could lead to people becoming gamblers. This was a major concern, especially during World War II, when the government was trying to discourage gambling. All right, now we're getting to the mob. What does the mob have to do with this? Well, the pinball ban also led to an increase in organized crime activity. Mobsters saw the ban as an opportunity to make money, and they began to operate illegal pinball machines in speakeasies and other underground venues. This led to a number of violent crimes as mobsters fought over control of the pinball racket. In some cases, pinball machines were even rigged to explode, killing or maiming players. Like, this is serious, you guys. They were taking pinball way too seriously. But now we're going to talk about the end of the ban. So, why and how did it end? The ban on pinball machines lasted for about 20 years. In the early 1960s, the ban began to be lifted in some cities. This was due to a number of factors, including the fact that pinball machines were becoming more popular and the concerns about gambling and organized crime had subsided a bit by then. The ban was finally lifted nationwide in 1976. Today, pinball machines are a popular form of entertainment, and they are no longer associated with gambling or with organized crime at all. All right, I'm going to talk about Murder Incorporated, Murder Inc., which was a group of contract killers who operated in New York City during the 1930s and 1940s. They are believed to be responsible for between 400 and 1,000 murders. One of the ways that Murder Inc. made money was through the illegal gambling trade. They owned and operated pinball machines in many of the illegal gambling dens in New York City. The pinball machines were a way for them to launder money and keep track of who was gambling in their dens. The connection between Murder Inc. and pinball machines was exposed in 1941 by former member Abe Kid Twist Relis. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. Relis was facing a murder charge, and he agreed to cooperate with the government in exchange for immunity. Relis told the government about the connection between Murder Inc. and pinball machines, and he also named names. The information that Relis provided led to the arrest and conviction of many members of Murder Inc., including Albert Anastasia, who was the boss of the Anastasia crime family. The connection between Murder Inc. and pinball machines is a reminder of the dark side of the pinball industry. Pinball machines were often used by organized crime syndicates to launder money and keep track of who was gambling in their illegal gambling dens. And here is some additional details about the connection between Murder Inc. and pinball machines. Yeah, pinball. Murder Inc. members often used pinball machines as a way to meet and plan murders. I don't know exactly how. The pinball machines were also used to launder money, which we've discussed, from illegal gambling operations. The pinball machines were often rigged so that the players would lose more often than they won, which is something we see in casinos and other things like that. The pinball machines were a way for Murder Inc. to keep track of who is gambling in their dens. The connection between Murder Inc. and pinball machines was a dark chapter in the history of the pinball industry. However, it is important to remember that not all pinball machines were connected to organized crime. There were many legitimate pinball operators who were not involved in any illegal activities. So even when pinball was legal, there were people illegally operating them or using them to launder money or for crime, but that was not the majority even of pinball machines. A lot of them were operated by people who were completely above board and doing what they were supposed to do. So that's it for now, and hope you enjoyed this.